God was working on my heart. I was so hardened by life and circumstances that I was learning to be lowly. And a lot of time we have to learn to be lowly. A lot of time, a lot of time we find ourselves at war. We in a spiritual warfare. But anybody knows the art of war. You retreat. At what point do you find retreat? And this is so important. At what time? So that's what you find in the presence of God. You find that retreat. So I'm urging you out there to retreat. Whatever you're going through in life, you know what I'm saying? Whatever wars, you know what I'm saying? Whatever mental wars, whatever financial wars, whatever physical wars, spiritual wars, sexual wars, anything that you may be going through that may be hindering you, personal things that you don't want to talk about, I'm asking you to retreat. Abide in the presence of God.
What it is, my lifers. Welcome to another episode of the Lyfe After Podcast. Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy Flo.
Heavens high, y'all. It's your boy Mick James tapping with the Enterprise. Let's get realigned.
Hey, what it is, your boy Marcus Till, aka Trill Teal, and never compromise who you are to accommodate another person.
Okay, so y'all already see how he coming. And y'all know we keeping it ether realistic. We'll be right back.
You are tuning in to the Lyfe After Podcast.
Lyfe After Podcast.
Remember, Lyfe After.
The Lyfe After Podcast.
Lyfe After Podcast, baby. Woo!
Don't you miss a...
What it is, my lifers. Welcome back. We got somebody very special in the building.
What's
So y'all
up,
need to
man?
go ahead and grab y'all helmets, grab your knee pads, grab your shoulder. What they called? Man, put on your armor.
Put on your gear.
Bruh is not coming. He's not coming with no fluff, no bluff. He ain't finna play with y'all.
Get equipped.
And we finna tap into some real deep areas of life. We is not touching the surface, scratching the surface. We've been doing that too long. All right. So my brother Trill,
What's up, man?
thank you for being here today, bro.
Thank
How you
y'all for
feeling?
having me, man. I'm blessed. I'm thankful to be here. I'm just feeling so good, so full of energy, so thankful, grateful. I'm full of gratitude. Just blessed.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And we ain't finna waste no time, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. All that, slow it down, ease the way into it. No, we ain't doing that.
And dig into it.
The people want to know, man, who is Trill?
Trill that's a rap. That's my rap name. A rap character, an artist. But still, he Trill though. You know, he's lit. He turned up. You know, that's a whole nother person. But my slave name is Marcus Till. But in prison, I got a name that I came with study with Hebrew Israelites. It's called Shalom Within, which is peace within. So that's what I go by now today, Shalom Within. So that's who I am. Just a man just inside this body, a spirit inside this body, energy trapped within this body, just trying to be free, yearning to be free.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man, because, like, names are so powerful, right? Like, you come into this life with a name, with this vibration that carries you around, that beckons and calls to you. Like, that all has, like, significance and has a reason for that. And you coming into this new name of, like, Shalom, like, I mean, could you, like, speak about, like, your journey to find inner peace? Because I feel like that's a universal human struggle. You know what I mean?
It's still a journey.
Yeah.
You know, because constantly we are being pulled by things in the world, constantly being controlled by things that we can see. You feel what I'm saying? Vibrating on low frequencies. It's only until we can't be controlled, you know what I'm saying, until we have peace. The absence of peace is chaos.
Yeah.
Peace is something we constantly struggling for in this everyday world. So I'm constantly practicing, but my journey, it wasn't easy. You know, I'm 33 right now. It hasn't been easy. It's nothing close to easy. Character's been defined through tribulation time and time again. And
Yeah, man, that's how you're built, though. That's how character is built. It's through trial and tribulation, adversity and adaptation. Ultimately, you know what I mean. That's how we reach these higher levels. That's why you see, like, these cycles of time. How, like, a people can be so great and so powerful, and they can be given everything, but those good times create weak men.
Right.
And those weak men create bad times, and those bad times create strong men. Those strong men create another great time. You know what I mean? So you just being through that struggle, I'm sure you have so much, like, more wisdom into, like, you know, the bounties of life, and you can't really know the highs unless you've been to the lows.
Right.
So that's, like, you know, a beautiful journey that you've been through.
for example, like a silversmith,
Yeah.
he has a coin. And in order for that coin, you know what I'm saying, when a silversmith is testing that coin out, when they're making them, he has to put it in the fire. He can't put it in the fire too long or he'll destroy it. And he can't keep it in there for a little time because it won't be ready. So he has to keep that coin in the fire long enough till he can see his image in it.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times we have to go through things in the fire long enough till, you know what I'm saying, the Most High can see his image within us.
Yep. And what the fire does is it purifies you.
Purifies you.
Purifies you.
So what is your what fire you had to go through? What matter of fact, where you from?
I'm from Miami, Florida.
Oh, so you from home? Oh, you from down here? Okay, so
Yeah, for sure.
that already told me a lot about how you came up. But tell the people how you came up. What was life like for you coming up?
It wasn't. I wasn't necessarily. I came from a good family. You feel what I'm saying? I came from a good family. Like my mother made the right choices. You heard me, and I'm blessed and fortunate for that. You feel what I'm saying? The mother made the right choices. My father wasn't in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I struggled with my identity and who I was. You know what I'm saying? So I went through a lot of things going through that nature. But my mother made the right choices. I made the wrong choices. You feel what I'm saying? Being pulled by influence. You feel what I'm saying? And many different things that tug you in this world as you grow up being an adolescent to an adult. So being pulled and pulled and pulled. But shout out to my mom Dukes, man. The realest.
Shout out to
You heard me?
moms.
Shout out to Mom
Yeah.
Dukes, man. Like it's not everybody want to
definitely.
be this hard interior person. I'm nothing without my mom. When she called my phone, it's saved in my phone as God the Creator. Because I came through her. You know what I'm saying? Men
Yeah.
come in this world. We were created by women, and we get out and we try to control women. But how that makes sense? We were made by women. You feel what I'm saying? True enough, through the Father's seed, but we came through women. My mother's name in my phone is God the Creator, because she, you know what I'm saying, her, you know what I'm saying, through her and my father, but just the things that we've been through together. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where in Miami you grew up at?
Liberty City area. I grew up around Norland, that area to 183rd and like, what it is, 12th Avenue. Moved around a lot with my mom when we was kids, you know, but mainly grandma house was in Liberty City. Moved around North Miami area. Got some bread. We moved to Miami Lakes. You feel what I'm
So
saying?
you done stayed all over Miami.
I done stayed all over Miami. County line, you name it. We done moved around.
And like, what was the lifestyle like for you growing up?
It was lit, you know. It was lit just growing up in Miami and with the music and, you know, Trick Daddy, Iceberg, you know what I'm saying, the different sounds of JT Money and the lifestyles, you know what I'm saying. Back then you thinking it was cool, the dope boys coming around and on the 24s. As you grow older, you understand that it was just miseducation. But it was fun though, man. Like I said, I'm a family-oriented person, so growing up was cool. I grew up close-knit to my family. You feel what I'm saying? Until I started to deviate. And I could thank drugs for that. And I could thank music for that. You feel what I'm saying? As I started to deviate from the plan. As I have my own kids now, I understand that, what the plan is. Because I could just imagine that they was deviating from the foundation that I'm setting. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real interesting though, because I mean, I was talking to you before, like you make music and that's something that you have like a passion, like an interest for, and you're a creator, you know what I mean?
True.
But just for music to be, you know, it's a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? In everything, there's the divine and there's the demonic. And everything that you go through and every like media thing, everything you put in your mind, and you can either gravitate towards one or the other, you know what I mean? But like, now having this perspective that you have, how has your like thinking changed on music? How you make music, what music you consume, like just the effects that music has on the masses, you know what I mean?
It's deep. Well,
Yeah.
That's deep, bro. So first, I came up with an acronym for the word music. It's actually inside this poem that I love to spit right quick.
Oh, you got a poem right now?
Yeah, that I love to spit, but he got the acronym music. I came up with an acronym for the word music,
Yeah.
but it's inside the poem. I would love to give it.
Yeah.
I'm so fly.
You want to give it to him right now?
Right now.
Oh, give it to him. What you waiting on?
Okay, I say, I'm so fly, you need an ER after the Y to be flyer than I. If you dig this shit, then get a shovel. Because I'm about to take you so deep that to get out of my throat, you have to grab the pigtails of Rapunzel. I'm humble. Things that annoy me are like a chip bag that crumbles. In life, I learned to tuck the ball so I never fumble. Don't mumble, but speak up. Because closed mouths don't get fed, they starve instead. And me, I pray for daily bread. Because shit don't come easy but a prostitute. And as fast as it comes, it'll leave you too. I speak the truth like T.D. Jakes would if he was in the booth. Why you think planes be disappearing? And nowadays, parents can't even discipline their children. We living in a world where it's all about the material things, if you know what I mean. People rather die for the clothes, the cars, the diamond rings, the designer things. You see, life does not consist in abundance of things that you possess. Life is all about a relationship that you invest. I'm talking about with your God. Man, the devil got the world so wrapped up around his finger that you can hear him through your favorite rappers and singers. I came up with an acronym for the word music. Mankind under Satan's internal control. That you can be Satan's puppet or you can follow the yellow brick road. So when we talking about music, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, when we talking about music, bro, it's like, it's an influence and it's a plague.
Hold on, whoa. You that's it? You done?
Yeah.
And you didn't give like a moment of silence or nothing?
Nah, man.
We ain't gonna just skip over that as if that wasn't fire, fam.
Bet it up, bro. Mankind under Satan's internal control. That's the acronym I came with. I was sitting on my bed in prison. And that's what's going on. I think Spider-Man was the movie. And I can't remember which one. Was it Spider-Man or Batman? Where the man was controlling everything from that. He was controlling everybody's monitors, TVs around the world from that one building. Yep. And that's what's going on with the music and the televisions. You feel what I'm saying? They're controlling the masses. Mankind under Satan's internal control. So when it comes to the music, and man, I don't want to be a part of the problem anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that here first on Lyfe After. I don't want to be a part of the problem because, you know, I got that gangster music too. But I don't want to be a part of the problem anymore. My next album called The Transition, you feel what I'm saying? And it's talking about me transitioning out of my flesh into my spirit. And I'm really trying to, you know, uplift the youth, empower them, and not be demonic. Like you were saying, the two sides. You know what I'm saying? I want to be spiritual food for them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to call my poetry. It's like soul food.
Soul food.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's soul food right there in itself, right there.
That real,
the
man.
fact that you don't want to be a part of the problem no more. That is a mean decision, bro. Yeah. Because it's fun. Okay, I can speak for myself. It's fun making negative music. Why? Because negative ideas are so easier to come and make rhymes out of them and stuff. And it doesn't really take too much real concentrated energy to say foolishness.
That's why I stopped freestyling. Because when you freestyling, you saying anything.
Yeah.
And,
until you gain control of it.
Until you gain control, but for the most part, you got to understand those words are seeds. Thoughts are seeds. You know what I'm saying? That will be fruit later. And you can't control when you sowing seeds into the universe what it's going to be, whether words or thoughts. So I'm very conscious on how I'm coming with that music and, you know what I'm saying, in the near future. The transition going to be tough. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tough. Yeah. Real
y'all,
tough.
hey, man, y'all better get in line. Get on standby for that. I ain't gonna lie. From what you just spit, that poem I just heard.
It's so deep, bro.
I'm waiting
y'all
on
can
that.
play something. I got music to play, but I got a song called One Day. And I be like, one day I pray we come together like an equation. Family and friends loving each other like we like an equation. Blood make us, but loyalty make us equated. I was doing bad. People saw me, they ain't say shit. Had to pray to God, only one put light in my basement. When it come to life, you the only one facing. I'm looking at this glass structure, keep it from breaking. Too many choices affect the choices. Too many affect the choices we be making one day. You know what I'm saying? There ain't gonna be no more teachers in the classroom. Family and friends.
Hold on. No. They gotta go get the... Y'all better be on standby. Y'all better get in line. Y'all gonna get it first and foremost. You heard it here on Lyfe After Podcast from the Goat's Mouth himself. How you feel about Goat? Do you like that?
No, because there's only one goat and that's God.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I can't. When I get in the ocean, I can't control the waves. I can't make the sun set. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't do none of the above. So I can't.
Greatest of all time.
Right.
What they
I can
call
only
it?
plug into it. Greatest of all time. I can only plug into that source. I can only plug into it.
I tell you what, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, but I do want to hear more into your story.
What's up?
Like, I want to hear the dark part, the one that made you become who you are now. What was the most impactful thing that happened in your life? The most life change that made you like wake up and said, "Yo, okay, I can't do this no more."
It would definitely have to be prison. You feel what I'm saying? Like doing that whole time, they sentenced me to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like the time in, I think I had 3 years out on probation. And the rest I had to do in. And my daughter was in my oldest daughter, Naraya, was in my baby mother's stomach. So going through all those different motions, knew I had to tighten up because I'm a little boy still running around, you know what I'm saying, with my pants down. Still running around, listening to this nonsense rap music. You know what I'm saying? And wasting time more important than anything. So doing time taught me the importance of time, patience, you know, and just finding knowing self. Just waking up completely. I remember it was a time, I think I was at Everglades, CI. And I was sitting on my bed and you know, they do head counts. So when they gotta count the whole prison and make sure everybody's there for the day, make sure nobody can escape. So they did a head count midday. And they said floor open. After they counted, they said floor open. Then I'm looking around. As soon as they said floor open, everybody gets off the bed and they skedaddle around. Some people go to the day room. Some people go to the bathroom. Some people go to sit on their friend's bed. Some people go and play games. Some people go sit and watch TV. And I'm sitting on my bed and I'm being still. Psalm 46:10 says to be still and know that I am God. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm being still. And I look up and I see the cameras in the corner. You feel what I'm saying? In the dorm. And I'm like, wow, we're lab rats. Literally. The same TVs, the same games, they put these in the dorms because they want to control. And on a bigger frame, it's the same thing going outside in the world. They put these things in place to control you. You know what I'm saying? So I tell myself, like, I can't be controlled. You know what I'm saying? I self, Lord and Master. So, you know what I'm saying? I started to really tap into myself and start to read everything. You know what I'm saying? Started to work on my mind. Fitness is very important for your health. You feel what I'm saying? But I really started to wake up right then and there. And I'm watching everybody just do what they want them to do. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm choosing to be different and waking up, coming out of that darkness. And really, I can't take no credit for the awakening, bro. It all credit goes to God. I spent so much time in the presence of God when I was incarcerated. It's not even funny. I'm talking about serious time in the presence of God and prayer and fasting and singing songs to God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we can't even humble ourselves enough to sing songs to God. Like, one song we used to sing, like, we was at TGK and we was in the cells. I had a bunkie named Edwin Abirio, a Chico, you know what I'm saying? And he ended up holding Bible study for all the Latinos, you know what I'm saying? Then I took it upon myself to hold Bible study for all the blacks, you know what I'm saying? But we used to come together inside the room and we used to pray. It was so amazing, bro. We used to pray like, so when I first got in there, they would come in the room and they would turn off the lights and they would start clapping. Like, I was like, what's going on? They're like, we welcome in the spirit. So they would clap and then they would sing. And then after we sing, we would get right into the word. But I know after we sing, we have something called intercession prayer. And then that's when 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody's praying at the same time. So we have intercession prayer that was so powerful. It's like we're welcoming the spirit gently. You know what I'm saying? Then we get into the word. But one song that I used to like is to be like, how could I have been so blinded? How could I have been so foolish? I know that you were calling my name, and yet I still turned away. You feel what I'm saying? So how can I be so blind? How can I be so foolish? You know what I'm saying? We singing to God. You know what I'm saying? I promise you I felt chills during those times. Another song, like everyone was Spanish, so he just sing Spanish songs, but I didn't know Spanish, but I definitely felt the spirit.
Yeah.
Like it was ones like Ven Espíritu ve, Señor, yes, Señor, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But bring the spirit to me. Oh man, it was powerful, bro. I'm talking about powerful moments, but those were the moments right there. Moments where we would smell the nasty food that they was cooking, but when you hungry, you're gonna eat anyway. But we'll smell the food and we would fast. And this is times where we used to really, you know what I'm saying, get close to God. And the energy that used to be in those rooms was ridiculous, man. It was crazy. And it just was, God was working on my heart. I was so hardened by life and circumstances that I was learning to be lowly. And a lot of time we have to learn to be lowly. A lot of time we find ourselves at war. We in a spiritual warfare, but anybody knows the art of war. You retreat. At what point do you find retreat? And this is so important. At what time? So that's what you find in the presence of God. You find that retreat. So I'm urging you out there to retreat. Whatever you're going through in life, you know what I'm saying? Whatever wars, you know what I'm saying? Whatever mental wars, whatever financial wars, whatever physical wars, spiritual wars, sexual wars, anything that you may be going through that may be hindering you, personal things that you don't want to talk about, I'm asking you to retreat. Abide in the presence of God. I'm asking you to fast.
What do you mean by retreat?
Retreat. Just stop. Be still. Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. So it's a scripture, and it says that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of the needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Now, history tells us that the eye of the needle is a small passage door in Israel. And the only way for a camel to pass through that door is for it has to get down on its knees and it has to loose all of its possessions. So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we're moving with too much. At what point do we lose those possessions? You know what I'm saying? What point do we lose? And the possession may not be physical, which 9 times out of 10, they can't be physical, which can be people are just material things, cars, money, gold, you know what I'm saying? But it can get deeper than that. Some people may need to lose some habits, some thoughts, some attitudes, some character traits, you know what I'm saying? Some things that are holding you back from that next level. Being in New York one time, I think I was like 16, and I was took a trip, and we was in Manhattan, and I noticed that most of their doors are doubled. So in order to walk through the door in front of me, the door behind me had to close.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So saying all that to say, let the doors close behind you that's holding you back. The doors of your attitude, the doors of, you know what I'm saying, your flaws. Just let these doors that are hindering you close, whether it may be relationships, whether, you know what I'm saying, your habits, which are very important. Let those doors close. You feel what I'm saying? Loose yourselves of everything and humble yourselves.
For some people, it's really urgent. They don't need to let the door close. They need to close the door.
Right.
Like you need to.
It's life changing.
Yes, you got to you got to take initiative nowadays, especially nowadays where that evil energy, bro, is becoming dominant, bro. Because the reason why it's becoming dominant because it's normalized, and it's hard to detect when you're actually in that dead state.
Yeah.
A dead person don't know they're dead.
Right.
A weak-minded person don't know they're weak-minded. It's like an in-denial person. They really and truly in their mind feel like...
And that's the hardest part.
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. And the funny thing is we got the power for all this. You don't have to ask God to give you something that he already gave you. People be out here wasting their energy asking for things that they already have.
Right.
If God wants you to be grateful and he wants you to involve him in everything that you're doing, that way he can guide you and protect you. You feel me? People out here nowadays, they so lost, they can't see what's real and what's not. Why? Because like you were saying, lab rats. The people are experiment. We're being what do you call them? Guinea pigs.
Really?
We're guinea pigs, and we in a big ass pen, and the pen will be the world, right?
Yeah.
The media will be what's tracking us and what's controlling the way we think, and pushing the agenda and delivering the narrative to us, right? But at the end of the day, we the one who got the decision making to not involve in that. Just like how you were saying, bro, like with the music thing. Like I had to just make that decision like, yo, I can't be part of the problem no more. I gotta be solution based.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think the people, bro, what they really need to do, like you said, bro, stop. Chill. Relax. First and foremost, because you can't do nothing until you stop and fucking think first.
And if you read some Psalms in the Bible, it says Salah after them, and that means stop, pause, think. You know what I'm saying? Like Salah means to stop, pause, and think. So, like you said, just stop.
I mean, Salah in Arabic is like prayer.
You feel me?
And that's the same.
Contemplation.
Same concept. You stop and you really get a look at everything that's going on around you. And I feel like that's what people are kind of lost in right now. Is they're just going through the world like they adrift in the context, and they're not really understanding what's really going on from a higher level. And that takes time for you to sit there and analyze people's action, analyze why you reacting to the scenario like you reacting to it. You know what I mean? And like a metaphor that I always go back to is like, you know, like the Anunnaki people, right? These are like, you know, the myth is that these were some aliens that came down and they saw that there was gold and minerals in the earth, and they enslaved mankind. And in enslaving mankind, they put a cap on our DNA that we could only live 40 years, so that we can't live long. Like in the Bible, people used to live 800, 900 years. You feel me? Right. Imagine the wisdom that you could, attain in that time. Imagine just the knowledge that you could spread. But if you only live in 40 years, you can only do so much. So they handicapped us, right? And now we being taken over here to America, and we basically put in the middle of a labyrinth, and they cut our leg off. You know what I mean? We in the middle of a labyrinth, and they cut our leg off. And they said, find your way out. But on the way there, they're giving us all these little things like the media. Well, you could just sit here and watch this little light screen for a second. Don't think about the fact that you in the maze, you feel me? You just looking at the wall that you in front of right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to stop, and and that's the first step, because you have to understand the predicament that you in. You have to understand the larger cultural context of where everyone's trying to pull you and trying to grab you, because people talk a lot of words, you know what I mean, and they can make things sound nice, but you got to see through to see their intentions.
Hello,
you know what I mean?
That's something that's often hidden.
Yeah,
intentions. But to piggyback off a word that both of you guys said, which was lost. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So just thinking about the solution. And a lot of times, like you said, people just don't even know that they're in that state, because the dead person don't even know they're dead. You know what I'm saying? But you said that word lost too. So one thing I think that could work out for the world, and something that's helped me along the way, is writing down a destination. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time we not writing down a destination, so we don't even know where we're going. You feel what I'm saying? Writing down a destination to know where we're going next. We just move aimlessly. Waking up, jumping right on Instagram. Waking up, you know what I'm saying, jumping right on Facebook. Waking up, just doing everything but giving praise to the Most High for another breath. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to write down destinations. I'm talking about short-term goals, long-term goals, and writing these things out and executing. But sticking to one thing and knocking that thing out. But that's the destination. Like you put that GPS in, I put the GPS in to come to this address, and it brought me directly here. I never took my focus off that address. You know what I'm saying? That direction. I put the address in the GPS, and I didn't stop until I got to my destination. A lot of times we get
to take some back roads or nothing. It don't matter what turns or nothing. That GPS gonna get you to where you put inside.
Get to that destination. Yeah, feel me? Write down. So if you lost out there, write down your destination and just don't stop looking at it.
But
Just
that's the thing though. So. It's kind of like telling a person, yo, do good, do better. Like, we know that. They know that. Right. But they don't know what to do. Actually, brother, the average, actually above average amount of people that I've met throughout my lifetime, bro, even the conversation that we having right now, I can't have that conversation with them. They flee from that type of conversation. Or they'll find a way to redirect it back to only what they can understand and things that they have consciousness of. But bro, this thing is universal. Right. That's why you were saying, like, in 40 years, you can't really learn enough to be that supreme divine being that, we all can obtain. Some people are blessed. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just say black people. It ain't no black, white, nothing. Everybody's being attacked right now. Right. Everybody. Blacks more than everybody else. Clear that up. But now they have took that limitation off of who they're targeting. It's class of people now.
It's about money. They're targeting everybody.
Exactly. So, and it's funny, even if you were to get $1 million right now, what is that? If you don't know what to do with it, right? That money gonna go right back to the people you got it from.
That's right.
And they set up all these systems in place for that to happen. That means if you're not really investing in yourself, in your education, bro, you're literally going in circles. Going in circles. Until you realize, by stopping, that you going in circles, know what the hell a circle is, you're gonna keep on going. It's gonna be a what? And then you're gonna be walking around here being contagious, rubbing off your mindset on everybody else. That's why it's so important to be protected. If you're not protected, bro.
Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Be protected. You started off telling people about that whole armor. You know what I'm saying? That must be on. That whole armor. You got to stay ready in and out of season. You know what I'm saying? Like constantly ready for this warfare because this is exactly what's going on. We think we wrestling flesh and blood, but we're really not. We wrestling spirits and forces that's not even from nothing that you can see or think of that you can't even imagine. Surrounded by spirits now. They're here. You know what I'm saying? They're everywhere. But they know who to play with. Just you can't be weak. Like it's a scripture. I'm always going back to these scriptures. But it was the Pharisees and they was asking Jesus in the New Testament. They was like, you always talking about a stronghold. You know what I'm saying? Teach us about this stronghold. And Jesus was like, how can a strong man come into your house unless he first tie you up, and then that's how he'll take your goods? So it was a pastor that came to the county jail I was at the time, and he broke down that scripture. And he was like, a stronghold can be a thought, an emotion, or an addiction. A stronghold can be a thought, an emotion, or addiction. So, like bro said, get protected and stand watch at the door of your mind because the enemy is coming to bind you up. But he can't take from you unless he binds you up. And he's going to bind you up through thought, through emotion, or through addiction. You feel what I'm saying? And that can go so vast, so many different ways. So, you know what I'm saying? Stay protected.
It's a common thing now. It's a common thing. Like, I look at, let's even go back to the media. People want to be entertained. I look at how they even control the attention span of a human being now. Like a person can't even like really sit there and watch a full episode. They can't even chill for an hour, take an hour to themselves and really like tap in. A lot of people are scared to be by themselves. And their company now is their phone. That's their best friend. They don't even need nobody.
Images destroying the mind.
But listen, this thing was kind of rare. For when I was younger, I'm 29 now. When I was younger, not everybody had cell phones. You feel what I'm saying? We used to actually go outside and play.
Right.
We used to actually go out there and interact. You feel what I'm saying? The old schools used to talk to the young folks and try to tell us what to do. You know how you always see Mr. Charles outside? He watching everything. You feel what I'm saying? You see, when we get home from school, we don't be stuck in the house. First thing,
outside.
I don't even get to take my school clothes off. I'm already knocking on Brandon's door. I'm knocking on Tevin's door. I'm knocking on Corona door. I'm gonna go get the dogs.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And we finna get active. Even though we didn't choose to do the right thing, but I could see how effective that was when it comes to just our nature, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like they really tapping us out of our true nature.
Literally.
And now you see the effects of what it is when things are not natural.
And people becoming detached. They becoming so detached from reality and detached from what just like your human self, you know what I mean? Like we're social beings, we're social creatures. And to have this like I see, you know, epidemics of like suicide and epidemics of social anxiety. These ain't things that are natural for human beings. And I think it speaks to a symptom of a culture at a larger scale that like something is like seriously wrong here. You know what I mean? Like if you go to like how the original people live in Africa or in like tribes in the Amazon, man, you don't have nobody shooting people not knowing who they shooting or why they shooting. You don't have people killing themselves not knowing why they. It's a sickness. You feel me? It's a sickness that's being spread and that's being you know, it's being intentionally given out to the people.
But they're tricking people's minds to glorify certain things. And they're tricking people's minds to pretty much overlook the important things. It is, like I was saying, just natural things that supposed to be second nature to us.
Yeah.
Or even first nature.
Yeah.
And guess what? For example, I'm going to give a good example. Get out your feelings. That saying became so common. The fuck you mean get out my feelings? Nigga, I'm a human. I was made with feelings.
Right.
Oh, bro, you sensitive. They say that to make you feel some type of way so you can stop being sensitive. But what happened when you lose your senses?
Yeah.
The root word of sensitive is sense. Niggas ain't got no sense nowadays. Bro, that shit.
For real.
But you see what I mean? Like they take these natural things and then they put this bad
That's profound though.
perception on it. And then now it's being spreaded through the music especially. Oh, they know we used to use that as a way of communicating. But when hip hop first came out,
1982 to be exact, around that time.
Come on now.
That's when it
These
came.
people used to use that as a form of communicating because the people didn't like how they understand the ebonics and the language right now, the culture. They didn't understand it like that. Because remember, people didn't have access to the culture. A lot of whites and blacks couldn't even be around each other. And they still had that distaste for the culture. But now it's being so widespread, it became the cool thing because it's all psychology. It's like, okay, well, this is what you use to communicate. Shit, I'll just contaminate that.
Yeah.
Now, from the root of where this thing is being spreaded, it's corrupted. So that means anything that's in connection to it will also be corrupt. It's like when you ever seen like a field of crops, right? And one plant get contaminated, and literally by the next week, all the crops contaminated.
Yep.
And people look at the leaf, can't figure out why. They look at the fruits, can't figure out why. But what they lacked was going to the damn root.
The roots.
Where it started at.
Yeah. I mean, and what's the root of that contamination? Because hip hop, I mean, if we go all the way back, we've been communicating through drums and chanting and rhythms since before we even could write things. You know what I mean? This was like a ritual experience that we would go through to tap into our feelings, to connect with the higher source, like you were saying. Like you would sing these songs and it would invoke the divine and invoke angelic beings. So, but if you go to the root of what really destroyed hip hop, it was greed. You know what I mean? Y'all let people get in your ears, and I understand, like, you know, coming from low down communities and wanting to do good for your family. But when you let that money in, somebody give you some money, they always want something in return. Yeah. Nothing is really free in this world. They always want something in return. And little by little by little, they change the trajectory of it. And that's really how they get you. You know what I mean? Like, the devil is very patient. He's very patient. Like, you didn't hear like a lot of, like, you know, first it was like I sell drugs and I sell dope, you know what I mean? And then it turned to I do, and then it turned to I do it. Now it turns to like being an addict is like the cool thing, but they step you along step by step. And by the time we get here, it's like some normal shit.
Yeah, bro. So I mean, dog, it's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Big fact.
It's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to take something, as sad as this sounds, it's not my desire, but I understand how life works. Something major, some type of catastrophic event is going to have to take place. Because remember, we were just talking about it. Destroying to build. And then we were just talking about the root. The root is the same thing as a foundation. When the foundation has been corrupted, everything built on top of that will fall just as bad as the foundation is built.
What is the foundation? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? Is the foundation built on a rock? You know what I'm saying? Or is it built on water?
Bro.
Yeah.
You know,
and I mean, this change can either be like a physical change, this material world, or it can be a spiritual change. You know what I mean?
Definitely gonna be spiritual.
I see, like, in the world that is the direction that it's all going in. We've entered the age of Aquarius. The Aquarian.
Shout out
is
to
the
the
rebel.
Aquarius, baby.
Yeah, the Aquarian is the rebel. The Aquarian, like, think, you know, no. They trying to change everything. That's why when you see people coming up, they trying to deconstruct everything. That's just like the energy of the age. That's where we push into. And the next age after the Aquarian is the Piscean age. And if you know the zodiac, that's the end of the zodiac. The Piscean is like the ascended self. The Piscean is Jesus was a Piscean. You know what I mean? So this is like the energy that we're going towards. What I want to ask you, man, is like,
what's up?
When we're in this age of, like, you know, being rebellious and reconstructing these institutions in our mindsets, like, what's like, how do you like build this like soldier kind of mindset? You feel me? How have you built it in yourself?
Discipline.
Yeah.
Self-denial is one. Discipline and self-denial. Denying myself of the pleasures of the world on a day-to-day basis, and denying myself of my own personal pleasures, like practicing semen retention and self-preservation, even just fasting, you know what I'm saying? Denying myself food on a day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? Eating at certain times. It's all discipline. And it helps to build up that spiritual, man. It's like having a gas tank inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
You got, what gas are you putting inside yourself? What better yet, it's two beasts inside of you. What are you feeding your carnal man, and what are you feeding your spiritual man? Mm-hmm. To whom you are feeding is to whom is reflecting in your actions, your words, and your thoughts. You feel what I'm saying? So who are you feeding is the question. Are you feeding the good? Are you feeding the bad? Like, what are you feeding? What are you doing with your time? But for me, I build up. Like, I like to think back to Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? I build up in the way I eat. I work out. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I do my little 500. You know what I'm saying? Still do my little push-ups. Still eat a certain way. I stay away from entertainment. I don't want to be entertained. You feel what I'm saying? Too much. I don't want to be entertained.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I want to be educated.
Yeah.
Education over entertainment any day.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me? Like, education over entertainment.
Because what education is, it's an investment in your future. You know what I mean? Entertainment is an investment in your present, and everything is a sacrifice in this world. Everything's going to be balanced. You invest in this energy and everything in this present moment, something's going to be sacrificed in the future. You went out last night, that next morning, you're not going to wake up and pray.
Hello.
You're not going to wake up, before dawn and get that solar energy when the sun come up. You know what I mean?
And Muslims pray. They like to pray 3 times a day because they believe that if they do that, then they're guarded from the enemy.
Yeah.
By praying 3 times a day. You feel what I'm saying? Like, more than that, but that's the bottom line.
Muslims pray five times a day.
You feel me? They pray more than that, but the bottom line, they're going to pray those certain times a day because they know that keeps the enemy away. But piggybacking on what you said, I went to sleep with a thought last night, and I say, we have to make the sacrifices today for a greater tomorrow because we are trapped amongst a generation who refuses to sacrifice today, but rather indulge and suffer later. The choice is yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe the hype. We have to make sacrifices today. Constantly. Like, it's a scripture that says that broad is the way that leads to destruction, and narrow is the way that leads to life, and few people find that way. Broad is the way that leads to destruction, narrow is the way that leads to life, and few people find that way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing this. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna stand out to be different? You talking about a change. The change starts with the man in the mirror. It starts with us, you know what I'm saying? It must start. We have to, like, my brand is Broken Chainz. You know what I'm saying? So we try to do as much, you know what I'm saying, Broken Chainz. We try to do a lot of things in the community, like giving back, you know what I'm saying, talking to the kids, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Really getting active in the community, you know what I'm saying? So you can look forward to a lot more of that coming soon, too, as well. But Malcolm X was saying it. We have to stop spending money outside your community. Whoever you are, whatever race, whatever gender you are, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a black man, so I'm gonna spend money with my, you know what I'm saying, my people. No disrespect, you know what I'm saying, but
that's a super fact.
Real talk.
Super
if you
fact.
look at things what's going on in the world, people spending with they people. I'm gonna go eat in the restaurants, you know what I'm saying, black-owned restaurants, you know what I'm saying, shop at black-owned stores. I support black businesses. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But how else are they gonna grow if we're not giving into each other? I'm gonna go spend these millions of dollars on Mark Echo or whoever these people are, you know what I'm saying? And why not spend money on your brand and help you build up, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So that's where a big part of the
that's
change
how you plant that seed.
Must take place.
That's how you plant that seed. And like, people look back on like the Black Panthers and like this age of rebellion. People don't realize that all started in the 1940s and the 1950s when people was creating, they had black communities and they had the spot where they had black business owners and people with bread. Like, people just ain't pop out with guns. That was all funded.
Right.
You feel me? These breakfast programs were all funded by black people who had 20 years ago had this vision and came into it. And there were certain young people who were on the front, but there were also those old heads on the back end who was, they knew what was up. And I feel like that's the kind of generation, that's the kind of time that we're in now, is we're building up for the future. Right. You feel me?
And we got to plant those seeds, man. That's why things like this podcast, the youth going to be able to look at this and they're going to be able to get the baton. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Things like books or things that we do. I got a book coming too. It's called A Bird Free from the Cage. It's going to be done by the end of this year, published and everything. But we have to leave these things, you know what I'm saying? The music, whatever it may be, we have to leave these jewels for this youth. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we're building up. Yeah. What are we building to, though? Definitely not building towards destruction. We're breaking chains.
Yeah. And you know what? I love what y'all doing, man. I love it. You even got a product right now, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's H2 Grow. It's a natural hair oil. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, got aloe, coconut water, lavender, butter pea flower, you know what I'm saying? Blue lotus, lavender, and a couple other things. And it's natural. So stop putting chemicals in your hair. You know what I'm saying? Because your scalp is starving. What are you feeding it? You feel what I'm saying? Like, skin is one of the biggest organs, if not the biggest. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you take care of that organ.
I mean, if you look at where your hair, it's at the crown of your head. Like, there's nothing on top of that. Like, that's your crown. So, like, when water soaks in your skin, okay, that goes in your arm. When, you know, whatever the case may be, wherever it enters. But when something goes in your head, that shit goes to your scalp and then goes in it. What is right under that? That's your top piece. I'm talking about the piece that kind of like controls this.
Now it's getting into your blood.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's be very careful what you putting into your hair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it's something that's alive. The hair molecule, you gotta see how it acts. Sometimes it'll stand up and stick up, and then sometimes it'll lay down. It's like it actually, it's a part of you, but it has its own life going on, and it's about what you feeding it. What are you feeding yourself?
Real talk. Take care of yourself. So this is H2 Grow, man. It's a natural product, man. Please, man, me and my wife, we pushing this. Make sure you know what I'm saying, tap into it. You can get at my Instagram page at Broken Chainz Ent LLC. That's my business page .shopify as well. You can get this product. Well, if you're in Miami, we'll bring it to you, ship it to you, however you need it, but we'll get it to you.
Nah, man, it's a beautiful thing. Like, you was just showing me the list of everything you got in there, and it's like everything that's beneficial for you. And the thing about like holistic healing is like you go to a doctor and you're gonna list off a bunch of symptoms to them. They're gonna give you a cookie cutter remedy for you, and they're gonna give it to the next person, the next person, the next person. But everyone got their own type of energy. Everyone got their own type of chi that's going through you. And introducing these herbs into your body, into your system. Yeah. The beautiful thing is like these herbs each have their own energy signature. They're gonna raise your vibration, raise your energy. And when you combine them together, man, the little offset that one got here is gonna raise it up, and it's just gonna like even through that, it's like it's topical, but I'm sure like once it gets into your body, you got thyme and coconut oil and all these different things. Yeah. Like that's gonna just help you think better and help you be better and help
make you
perceive
feel better. Yeah. Everything, everything. It's amazing, bro.
I tell you what, it's gonna shock a lot of people the way how natural things make them feel, because they're not used to it, especially like the newer generation. I'm talking about the Burger King babies, and the McDonald's babies. You know how they got the They got the what they call it, the crack babies. Yeah. Now we got the McDonald's babies. Like literally, that's the new dope for people. Fast food, just unhealthy stuff.
What's the difference between fast food and jail food? They both processed.
Of course. And then guess what? When a person get a taste of that natural substances and stuff like that comes from the earth. And the feeling that it gives them, they ain't gonna know how to act. Cause I remember when I was a vegan, and bro, when I was eating the first time, it was like, hell no, boy, I need some meat. I can't do this. But then when it kicked in and it just became natural,
when you start
normal,
to think,
you feel that power, bro, that difference. And now, when you go back to eating meat again, which I am doing right now. But when I went back to eating meat, you could see the clear difference, bro.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
My goal is to go back to vegan, but I just say that to say.
Why vegan?
Because first of all, I did it before, and I know what the power is gonna give me.
I did it too for like 2-3 months.
I did it for 11 months.
Yeah, I mean, I felt amazing too, but yeah.
I mean, what's your diet like now?
It's more towards, shout out to Yaki Awakening, it's more leaning towards fruits. You know what I'm saying? Just literally fruits and vegetables too. You know what I'm saying? I like to do green drinks. Yeah. I like to do fruit drinks. And of course, herbs. Yeah. Herbs, of course. Everything.
I mean,
everything.
mushrooms too.
Mushrooms, you know, I like to play around with those from time to time. But I use them to elevate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to use them for elevate.
I mean, yeah, we could of course use mushrooms to elevate and like
see
do
yourself.
to see yourself. But we could, mushrooms like being connected to like this worldwide network. I mean, the mushroom is like the biggest organism on the planet. You got mushrooms that are 2,000 acres, feel me, with the mycelial network, and it's really just like a big brain. And they have like all this electricity running through them. So that's one of like the highest electrical foods that you can have.
That's
and that's the
power
beauty of eating fruit is it's high in electricity and
right.
it gives you a lot of energy.
A charge up.
Yep.
Charge up, bro.
That remind me of when I watched that movie, Lucy.
Yeah.
And when she was in the back of that taxi. You remember that movie, Lucy? Man, you gotta go watch that. Listen,
Where you go watch
she
it at?
ended up using 100% of her brain, and it's just showing as she was building and pretty much like when she got to 30%, when she got to 50%, like the things she started having access to, the part of herself she started having access to, and she got to this one point where she can feel and see the connectivity with life, bro, with everything in life. Like she was looking at the trees and she could just see, like you was talking about that electricity, that power that's running through the trees and how it's connected to the same floor that I walk on.
Hello.
And then how that, so even, it goes so deep as even in like watching where you even present at. Especially when you're present somewhere barefoot. I mean, I know that it sounds like too much thinking, but dog,
Especially
energy
like the
is,
In
man.
the ocean, you charging up, you getting negative ions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing charge. It's like you're saying, electrical. We're electrical beings, like Dr. Sebi always say. So why are we putting things in us that's not electrical?
Man,
That's
you
the
ever
question
wonder
of the
why?
year. Feel me? Why?
You ever wonder why them peoples in these places that they call now like poor, right? Why is they more in tune than everybody else? I don't care how much millions of dollars you have. Why is these people more in tune and in more connection with themselves and tapped in the universe more than these people who are in these higher level society
These people is bound by possessions.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? They can't loose. It's the greed. It's the greed, the possessions. They can't lose the possessions. That's why people in poor, you know what I'm saying, rural areas, they're not so much worried about that. It's more so on a survival level. And it's more so on a level of gratitude. You thankful for everything you got. You thankful when you get in your car and it start up. Cause it ain't not starting. You know what I'm saying? You thankful for when you get in there, you have AC. You thankful for when them food stamps drop. You feel what I'm saying? You thankful for the little things that you have because this all you got. But when you get to a certain level, you forget, you know what I'm saying, what it is to not have nothing. Like I said in one of my songs, I want more, but I know how to live with less. You know what I'm saying? You can't change what you tolerate. What do you expect? You feel what I'm saying? I want more.
That's another thing I see. Even when I went to prison, I would say in the black community, but I'm gonna say when I went to prison, I start realizing, and even now that I'm out, like bro, even if I'm sleeping in my car, even if I ain't got millions of dollars, like I'm good. You got some people who will kill themselves if they were to lose all their money, if they were to lose their car or whatever. But remember, and when you in the chain game, you literally have nothing. Even the clothes that you have on your back, they could take that off of you.
Yep.
The locker that you got, that your family bought these food and put in there, they could literally come in there and just take it from you.
Destroy it whenever they feel like it.
So you literally have nothing. You living out a 2x4 box, fam. You know what I mean? And you got to make everything fit in there. You have nothing, bro. So when you get out here, you have a whole different level of gratitude. At least for some people. You
Thankful for seeing the birds. I'm talking about it'd be the craziest gratitude, bro. I'm talking about, oh my God, I'm on the beach and I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, just thankful for all the small things, bro. And especially the company of a woman when coming from a position
Absolutely.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that be everything. You know what I'm saying? Because in there, you're surrounded by men.
So, what are you doing? What are some community things you doing right now? Like,
You know, I've been I'm in link with Gang Alternative, and I talk. You can see some of the work on my page, Broken Chainz on my business. You go, I am Trill Teal in my bio. You can go to my business page, Broken Chainz, and you can see, even on my Facebook, you can see a lot of work that I'm doing within the community. Just doing a lot of talking to the youth, the children especially. You know what I'm saying? Like just going back and talking to them, vibing with them, building relationships with them, letting them know that I care, letting them know that I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know that I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I feel exactly what you're going through, and I've been there before. And you know what I'm saying? Let's come up with a solution and just talking. You know what I'm saying? And just getting my herbs out there. Like I made a liver detox for a dude who stay upstairs in my building. Just last night, a woman, you know what I'm saying, was telling me how she was. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't sleep. She was going through so many pregnant symptoms like nausea, and her stomach was hurting, and it was really taking her through the motions. I guess she was being pregnant, so I got a mama to BT, you know what I'm saying, that I put together, which includes like I always say this word wrong, chamomile. I always say that wrong, but that one, red raspberry leaf, honey, ginger, a little cinnamon, oat straw, and I may be missing one, but I put all that. And it's called Mama to BT, and you know what I'm saying. I have a suck on the lemon first, and then I put some of the lemon, the skin from the lemon inside the tea as well. Boil it for about 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying. Strain it, then boom, she ready, and now she able to sleep. And she soothes. She texts me like, "Thank you so much." You know what I'm saying. Like, I really feel better. You know what I'm saying. The pain is gone. So that's the work that's going on. For example, dog, I came outside my house. You know what I'm saying? I stay in Liberty City off 67th and 15th Avenue. So it's a lot of bases and fiends in that area. Always cutting through the alley. I'm always seeing them. So boom, I'm gonna come outside my house and I see a lady coming through. You know what I'm saying? I know she on drugs. I see her coming through the alley. So I say, "You all right?" And she just looked. I'm like, "What you want? You want a water or something?" So I told my wife to get her a water. Well, I'm talking to the lady. I'm telling her, "Man, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? She just, you know what I'm saying, started just like looking so down. She's like, "You got anything to eat?" So I told my girl to grab something. She gave her some fruits and whatever we could, you know what I'm saying, spare and give her. So came back out and gave her that. And then I said, "Can I pray with you?" You know what I'm saying? So I prayed with her. And then she started crying while praying. I prayed too. You know what I'm saying? I cried with her. We crying together. Then I went in the house and I grabbed the herb Iboga. Iboga is supposed to help you come off of drugs. It also helps you have a clarity of focus and take you on a journey. But it's really known for getting you off of drugs. And so I said, I gave her some. She put in her hand. She licked it, and it's very intense and very strong. Mm-hmm. So I gave her, I said, "Come back and see me every day. You know what I'm saying? We'll fight this together. That's what you want to do." You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of what's going on. I'm talking about like street ministry, like really touching people. Like the other day, it was a young lady on the bus stop, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful young lady, almost 20 years old. And she asked me for a ride. You know what I'm saying? I gave her a ride. And then when she got to where she was going, she was like, I felt her. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes you feel compelled to do things. So I felt compelled to, you know what I'm saying, give her a ride to help her out because she looked distraught. So I gave her a ride, and once I gave her that ride, it was like down the street anyway. So when like 5-10 minutes we got there, she was like, "Man," I was spitting to her the whole way there, like ministering to her, talking to her, praying over her life. And then she was like, "Man, you make me don't even want to use these drugs I just got." She had just bought some soft, some white, and I guess she was gonna do whatever she did with it. So I said, "Give me those drugs," and I wish I had them with me because she gave me the drugs. You feel what I'm saying? And then she was like, "Thank you," and got out, and boom. But just like that, one person at a time. But it's just taking that action. You know what I'm saying? Like taking that action, bro. It's one person at a time. We walk past things. Like I used to work at Burger King when I first got out. And a lot of times these people walking with their nose high. But then how can you expect to be any kind of change or part of change the problems when these people coming out of church walking right past the homeless in the area I was in North Miami? It's not too far from here, you know what I'm saying, and off 7th Ave. And we was people walk right past the homeless. Just got out of church and they walk right past the homeless people who sleeping on the floor right outside the burger, want to offer them nothing to eat or anything. But this is where we have to stop. We have to really check ourselves, man, and people need help. Just because you see somebody lesser than you or more poor than you or in a worse condition than you, don't look over that person. That person is still a person. You know what I'm saying? That person still has a heart. It still beats. They still have emotions and feelings. They just, a lot of time we lose ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we have to find ourselves, find our way, find your way back to yourself. If you out there and you lost yourself, you feel what I'm saying? If you struggling, you know what I'm saying? If you battling mentally, find yourself. Find yourself and just write down that destination and find yourself. Remember the things you did when you was a kid. Just remember the good. Try not to focus on the bad, because a lot of times we'll be focusing pessimist. You know what I'm saying? The whole wall is white, but we'll be focusing on one black spot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The whole wall white now, but we looking at one black spot. The whole wall is white. Now, the white represented good. We focused on the one black spot that's bad. We got to stop that, man. Be thankful for all the good that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The clothes on our back, the shoes on our feet, the air that we breathe. You know what I'm saying? The meal that we get, wherever it come. Be thankful, because I promise you, there's people out here who ain't really got it like that. You know what I'm saying? It's people out here who really going through it. You know what I'm saying? And really, you know what I'm saying, looking to, don't know where to start. So be thankful for where you're at, because there's somebody out there with one leg, or somebody out there with one arm or one finger who ain't got the opportunities that we got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People born paralyzed from birth, but we complain about the little things.
And every time you like look at somebody above you, you know what I mean? Be like, damn, I wish I had what he had. Damn, I wish I had what she had. You got to look below you too. Yeah. To balance that scale out, because you could be comparing yourself to the man up here and not seeing what all you have under you and all these blessings you have that's holding you up. You know what I mean? And the one thing about man and about, like, you know, our spirit is that, I mean, there's a story in Islam. I think it was actually Isa. You know, Jesus was like, alayhi salam was on this journey with his disciples, right? And there was journeying. This man was complaining, didn't want to walk. All of a sudden, you know, he comes across some food, and he's like, damn, I got some food. All right, I'm good here. And they walked a little further, and they got some more food, and he wanted more food. And like, basically the message of the story is that, you know, if you give man a valley of gold, he's just going to want another one. If you give him 2 valleys of gold, he's just going to want another one. We always have this like internal desire to always want more and be more and have more. But there has to be like an internal awareness of that, where it's like, I'm so grateful for this that I have right now. Because if I'm a king, right, and I got all the money in the world, but I ain't got no water, I'd give somebody half my fortune for a little bit of water. And then if I drink the water and now I gotta go to the bathroom, I'll give somebody the other half of my fortune just so I can take a piss. You know what I mean? So it's like these little things that are just like so valuable to our experience that have to be just like, and it's the simple things we get used to, things that just become regular. Yeah.
I'm feeling that. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Trill. We got to do a part 2.
I'm with that.
Because I got so much more I want to tap in with you.
Me too.
Especially I want to tap into your warrior side. Your warrior side. I think we explored a lot of your faith today. Yeah. And how grateful you are as a human being, for real. Truly. And I think that's very inspiring for other people too, because a lot of people walk around here and they're not aware that they are ungrateful. Right. You know, and it takes for somebody else to show them what gratitude looks like. Hello. For the small things, like coming outside and just looking at the trees and knowing that they're doing this photosynthesis process and it's taking this toxic ass carbon dioxide and it's regenerating it to oxygen that I could breathe in again. Yeah. And the sun, how it's like faithful and it's just always coming up. Even after all the rain and the storm and all that, it like pop back up and it's giving us all these nutrients and all these, like, grateful for things like that instead of looking at it from, you know, what's pushed to us to be grateful for. Yeah. People, you buy somebody a Birkin bag right now. Oh, she's so grateful. She's so grateful. Get them a 747 or whatever fly cars. They gonna be so grateful.
But where are you putting your value? Yeah. Do not store up your riches, you feel what I'm saying, where moth and rust can destroy, but store them in heavenly places. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do not store up your riches where moth and rust can destroy, like temporary things, or where somebody could break in and steal them. A Birkin bag, somebody could steal it. Time, rust can destroy that.
Something like somebody could take away from you.
Perishable, but store them in heavenly places. Throw them make sure your values are in your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, and your character, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
somewhere in the Bible where it says, don't fear somebody who can just destroy your flesh. Fear somebody who can destroy your spirit, your soul,
And your body.
Man,
That's
come on
God.
now.
You heard me? That's the Most High.
So I just think, bro, the people's values is out of order. Their priorities is out of order, and their awareness is they're unaware. You know, if people were to just know, I think they'll move better. They'll make wiser decision. But a lot of people only know what's been given, and what's being given is a mastermind. It's a mind fuck. Like the people, the people who's controlling the way how they want you to think, they don't have good intentions. Wherever they at, I don't know, some royal family or the government people, it's whoever to blame. It doesn't matter. Long as you know that it's happening.
Yo.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't care who doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about protecting yourself, becoming more aware. Trill, I am so happy you came on here today because
grateful.
this is an episode I'm going to catch myself watching 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times, just to really extract the gratitude side.
That's what
That
it's all
gratitude
about.
side is so important, bro.
That's the cure for worry.
Yes.
The RX for worry is gratitude, or anxiety is gratitude. Be thankful. That's the cure. That is the cure.
You'll go. Mick, talk to him, Mick.
Hey, I mean, I feel like I want to leave everybody with like a call to action at the end of it. Like, all right, we went through this whole thing, but like, what's the next step? What's something simple that we can do? And I feel like you touched on something like real valuable at the end there when you was talking about invest in something that nobody can take away from you.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you invest in money, right when you spend money, now you got some less money. Invest in something where if you give it and you spread it, more is going to come to you. You feel me? That's gratitude, that's knowledge, and that's faith. If you spread your faith, somebody's going to give that to you. If you spread your knowledge, you're going to get more. So I feel like invest in those things. You know what I mean? Invest in a better tomorrow for yourself. And ultimately just come to knowing yourself at the highest point, at your best. Don't focus on that one black dot like you were saying. Focus on the whitest of white spots and aspire towards that place, aspire towards that goal.
That's
You feel
real.
me?
Write down that destination and get
Yeah.
there. So yeah, man, if you out there and you watching and you listening, I urge you to seek God. Find yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because your purpose is found in God. It's chains that you need to break. You understand me? Chains, sexual desires, your appetite, your thoughts, your emotions are holding you back. You're allowing the enemy to come in and take things from you. Stand guard and watch at your mind. And just be strong, man. Be vigilant, you know what I'm saying? And stay true to yourself. You know, watch how you treat each other. Don't expect love from somebody and you ain't loving. Don't expect forgiveness and you ain't forgiving. You understand what I'm saying? So just continue to climb, man. If you can, tap into my music because it's about to get deep. It's about to get real. You heard me? It's about to get deep. Get your natural product. This my H2 Grow. You know, my brand, Broken Chainz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tap into Lyfe After, man. This the really podcast. You heard me? This what it is. So I'm just thankful to be here, man. If you ain't take nothing from me today, just take being grateful. Be grateful for life, man. I don't care how bad it is out there, man. I promise you it could be worse. It's people who wish they can be where you are, man. Just change your mind. Get off your ass. Get on your feet. Get you some money and get your mind right. You heard me?
Let's do it. So y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from the man himself, my brother Trill.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming out with us.
Already, bro.
Thank you for being here, dog.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you
Yes,
for having
and
me, man. For
one
real.
more time, just tell them where they can find you real quick.
You can find me on Facebook at Marcus Till. You can find me on IG. I am Trill Teal. In my bio, I got my business page, Broken Chainz Ent LLC. You can find my music on Spotify, Tidal, YouTube. Got plenty videos on YouTube. I got an album coming up. You can find me everywhere. Trill Teal on all platforms, all streaming platforms. Trill Teal, TRILL space TEAL, like the color, man.
Okay, man. And y'all already know my call to action. I'm trying to take you back to the gold mine.
Let's do it.
Y'all go follow us, Lyfe After Podcast on all platforms.
Let's do
on
it.
YouTube, go watch them. I'm only telling you this. I don't want no clout from you. All right? I want you to get that knowledge. Go to the gold mine. Yeah, this one episode, but there's plenty other episodes, and everybody is dropping straight jewels on you. Y'all see my brother, I told y'all, get y'all pads on, get your armor on, and you got what you asked for, okay? Go subscribe, go like, go comment, go do all that stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother, for coming through today.
Knowledge makes you unfit to be a slave, man.
All right, and y'all already know what it is. Y'all know we keeping the ether realistic.
Big Joe, you doing it again.